Hello, my name is Heather Wickham, and this is a senior project research process for Dr. Ore's Edit 6190 Spring 2017. So I was inspired by the following image and line from Avril Lavigne's song Complicated from the early 2000s. Why do you have to make things so complicated? This was my first year teaching senior project at Wheeler High School in Cobb County, and you would have thought this was the first time our school had ever completed senior project. I say as such because there was a lot of discrepancy in which things needed to be completed. So this image was taken of me, not really, fall 2016 because outside of struggling with senior project, I struggled with having my students complete the research paper, which is something that's completed solely in my class. It was a 4-week process, and then the research papers were terrible. So I thought, what could I do to make this better for me, make it better for my students, for an end product as a component of their senior project? So I took a informational literacy class with Dr. Clinton over the summer, or it was fall, and came across the 8 W's of informational literacy. The 8 W's being watching, wondering, webbing, wiggling, weaving, wrapping, waving, and wishing. I know that for projects that were completed for this class, mine's not very exciting. However, it was something that I knew I could use in my English class, and it would make my job and my life easier. So why not use a double purpose and complete a project for this class? So I cover the 8 different components within my course project. It's not anything that it's exciting. Most of it ends up being just kind of lecture information, and then the neat piece of it that I enjoyed creating were the assessments. The first piece that I want to highlight was the basic interactions that I created within my project. The first was including short response, second true and false, and 3 survey question. I thought this was a neat way to kind of assess where students were depending on their steps and process for the project. The second, advanced interactions, was a drag and drop in which students are going to find the correct order of the writing process. There was a turning dial in which if they turn to the left, they're going to look at source cards. If they turn to the right, they're looking at evidence cards. And the third is a free form question. Now this also turns back to the turning dial, in which depending on where you turn, so if you turn to the right for the evidence card, then you would see the free form questions in which you have 3 different layouts of a note card, and you need to identify where the title would go, where the evidence would belong, and then where you would cite your evidence and author. The next component that I completed were the variables. This was actually a little bit harder because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to include. I didn't really want it to have the student's name because I thought that was a little generic. However, this was a way for me to narrow their topic because they needed to submit that anyway. And then the person would be able to reference your topic throughout your program. The template was actually used with layers and layering within one slide. I thought this was fun because there's lots of different templates that there were out there. This one was fun for me because I could align it for our senior project presentation night, which is tomorrow. Yay! Sorry, I'm recording this April 19th. And so I kind of just gave some highlights and tips. There were originally 7 tips that you could give. I couldn't come up with 7 different things that I wanted to say, but I was able to delete it and modify, which is amazing when you have the opportunity to do so. And so I just highlighted a few things to give tips for working on their presentation. Thank you so much. I know I'm not going to get very many votes on giving projects. However, I hope that you enjoyed watching my video. Thanks.